either need to catch the right person who makes the play, and as we go back here, we're looking at the draft here, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the second game that we are about to see because Fearless Esports right now is on the priority side, picking up the idea and the Musashi still for them, and this grants more of the frontline aggression they can do against Revenant.
Yeah, so the trade out the Motsu with the Diadea, right, which is a great pick, especially for the mobilization, the destined encounter, for the healing and the damage as well. And it looks like they're going to keep with the Lady Gen and the Musashi. So once more, Dowdo played very well on Musashi, not quite as clean as we've seen him on the Dune or the Huan, but hey, he had a good game still. He was able to get into the back line, and that was the whole point of the Musashi.
Yeah, new day and new hope to try something new. And we're about to see more from Fearless Esports as well on how will they utilize this Diadea. It requires more of the timing as well, but it completely disrupts your front line, even the team fighting capability. I see you, Kin. Is this the area that's how Revenant's going to decide for? Again, they're fighting for the tournament life here.
Okay, you guys know me, right? For the audiences that don't know me, I love an orthodox picks. Sure, I don't mind a Lung in the Clash lane, but what is this, man?
I mean, starting off, Eren was meant to be a mid lane, right? So I didn't think it would actually come through because how her kit's changed over the past few patches. I know because I do play quite a bit in my ranked games, and I do love Eren as a hero. She's very agile, does a lot of damage. You can flex between magic or attack damage, and that's the beauty of it. You can kind of make your own story with just that one hero. But the Doom pick here is a lot more strategic because they now have the sustainability of the Huan. They have a second front line with Zhongfei, with Doom.
Okay, yeah, sure, they have tankiness, and we're going to open up the Mengya as well, but do they have enough damage? That's my biggest concern for Revenant.
Oh, okay, yeah, for the first time we're about to see this hero pop off, and wow, we've been talking about this during breakfast on how this will aid everybody in the early game. You know, how the kit works for this hero, combining it with the Diadea. It's a free front line for the Mengya as well.
Yeah. I mean, both of the latest heroes onto the Gorge is something pretty beautiful, right? The Mengya and the Diadea. I'm very excited to see how KK plays this. He had a fantastic game on the Lady Sun. Got caught out a little bit early in the beginning of the game of Game 1. But rounding out the team comp once more, we see that Seira goes for the Mayin. What are we thinking about this?
He needs to be very selective with his targets. Seira needs to be on point this game, right? If Seira catches the correct people, this should be a pretty straightforward game for Revenant. It's not going to be easy, but more straightforward.
Well, being straightforward nowadays in the draft on how Honor of Kings games go, just need to be on your feet and get the right position. Mayin takes a lot of great timings, and if you get the right person here, it could mean business for you guys.
I just have to give a little shout out to that little introduction into the game there, where we see all the rolls fly into the Gorge. That's really pretty, man.
Like a portal, right?
Yeah, it's really, really nice. I like that. But now we are getting into Game 2. Like Ken said in the post-analytics of Game 1, this could be it for Revenant. So they've got to play like it's the end of their lives.
Well, treat every day as, you know, an open opportunity for you to shine. Like, it's always about this team that we need to follow their stories here at HOK. This is the beginning of what they can do for the longer stage of Honor of Kings. Now, they need to fight for the tournament lives. I mean, if we count the numbers properly, they would need to double time on how to make the points count for their group as well.
Yes, absolutely. It is going to be interesting to see how this Mengya comes through in this Game 2. But to be honest, giving it over to KK, I feel like he has the capability of it. We've seen it on plenty of farm lane heroes that he's able to just masterfully hold them. But I think the beauty of this hero right now is just the constant pressure that those firing cannons can give, and obviously the cooldown reduction that his passive gives as well.
Yeah, I want to talk about this as well. Like the Mengya for their own lineup as well. A very beneficial way to penetrate more of the people on the back line on how the passive, like we call it like the rage, right? The red bar that could actually get an advantage. Look at that, how the movement speed works. It reduces the toolkit or the skill of Mengya alone in the early game, makes him makes his survivability more perfect against these two ones.
Yes, absolutely. So far, it's kind of like a little bit of a tit for tat in this early game, and I think it's just because how much is on the line with Revenant, right?
Well, okay. Revenant more likely on the early game, they probably would want to respect the fact that since there's a Zhangfei here present, more likely to be the sponge of how long could take that advantage or even take damage as well. But look at that, how the basic attacks connect. Love how Woodward and the KK just continuously doing that kind of relay and layer everything out to peel the farm laners of RNT.
Yep, and you know, KK, he does have his passive when his rage is full, so he will get lifesteal as well.
Yeah, that's going to be the good thing, right? It's kind of like just a little bit more of a sustainability for him, as is... okay, the mid lane, though.
They will jump in. YH in the middle of 3. Gets a Imperil first blood. Goes to Fearless Esports. Once again, a big step forward.
Yep, Dow baby, getting the kill on the Musashi. And it looks like they're going to give over to the Azure Golem, at least help themselves to, right?
Yeah, they're going to start defending. The smite comes down. Dow will make it away with Azure Golem. And once again, Fearless Esports is this little moments across the game that puts them in a much better position.
Yep, at least one of the key things that Revenant can do, positioning is really key here, because if we continue to talk about KK or Mangya on this moment, it can be a deadly force once you let that items through. It's complete physical penetration on all members in the back line as well. Look at that, team fighting happen from mid to bottom lane.
Yep, they will get the return kill though. It's not looking good. Fable's the first one to fall in this fight. The Dragon takes the disguise. At this point, it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Dow falling a bit low. They want to chase in Raven as well. The Flaming Palms does not hit the mark at this point. But Revenant, they kind of pushed them back, right? There is some pressure applied.
Yeah, I mean, the goal difference here is not a lot, right? They're both at 11k. If anything, Revenant's kind of got like the little edge here. We see that what I was saying about Mangya, the oppression from that multiple just attack, really drove away Revenant Esports on that T1. Still standing right now for Fearless Esports, but looking pretty battered.
Yeah, they're kind of messing up Dow, right? Because Dow is really low, so they can't really go for the first neutral objective that fast. And Revenant has done good work for that, but the top lane and the mid lane need to be managed in terms of way for the side of RNG.
Yeah, it's a perfect way that Revenant would seize the opportunity here for both objectives present, either the Tyrant or the Overlord. But seems like Fearless Esports would really want to go for damage this time around as they take the Tyrant with them. So with this kind of start that KK did, Shadow Ripper present as well, now adding more to the damage of basic attacks, call me in for CDR Frenzy.
Yeah, I mean, it plays very nicely into the Mangya, and then pair that with the Tyrant buff in this early game, which they kind of missed out in the first game. It was Revenant who took the Tyrant first of all, but hey, here comes a few Flaming Palms. It does actually take a lot of damage onto KK, but thanks to Woodwind and that dash, and the healing from the Diadea is pretty clutch.
Okay, they're going to jump in as well. Destructive Deluge laid down. The Icicles do not work out. It is going to be one ultimate wasted. At the same time, they're looking for more openings. RNT, they approach the jungle on the bottom side here. Flaming Powers riding with the win as well. They want to get the damage in, but here comes the ultimate. Here comes the save. The knockback, and the beast is unleashed. Can they get more? Fable comes in. He's going to bring the Dragon up into the skies as well. WJ left on his own. He will be the sacrificial lamb. It is going to be a kill. Fearless Esports take another one. 3-1.
That just looked like it was going to go in favor of Revenant, right? We saw that the Unbridled Outrage came through, and then obviously the Unending Sorrow.
Dow, he goes in, he wants the kill, he gets it as well. YH alone against 3, right under tier 2, he's not going to survive. Fearless Esports take another one across the board. RNT, they are suffering.
Wow, Revenant Esports, you really just got caught behind enemy lines there. Fearless Esports manages to take advantage of the space, and there were just 3 members, right? Everything started when they tried to initiate, and that flash coming in from Fable really took a kill out of 10 mode.
Oh, they're chasing. Dow, he's falling low. He will be shut down. This time, Sarah makes the mark for the team. They will clear out, protect the T1 on the bot as well. But it's a small win, 6-2. It's still advantage to Fearless Esports.
Yeah, I liked how Fearless Esports played that in the mid lane, right there. Basically fighting and dancing between the T1 and the T2 into the mid lane, getting a lot of actual kills, a lot of resources, now puts them ahead by 2k gold, right? So this is the classic Fearless Esports gameplay that we know and love. It's just making sure that gold lead is definitely in your favor, but also the kills as well. Whenever we thought it was going over to the side of RNT, Fearless Esports was like, hold my beer, I'm going in.
I think it's one thing to seize the opportunity, right? Like building up with the damage. He has now the Shadow Ripper. We're seeing the anti-heal item as well for the ladies, and mainly because of how the crowd control and the healing of RNC is just so evident in the frontline defenses. So with this kind of situation, Fable would really amp all of the skills that he has as anti-heal control against Revenant. So they know how they fight in front line, because that's one thing that they needed to like decrease in terms of presence, because the Zhangfei, WJ, he knows how to land the outburst properly. But the one thing that needs to happen is how will the follow-up go, because we haven't seen it just yet.
Yeah, not looking for one. They caught one. Yu1 ultimate could be ending sorrow, but at the same time, there's too much damage from the side of Fearless Esports. They get the Imperial State onto him. YH will be taken down next, and it's not looking good. Once again, RNT put on their bottoms.
Yeah, I'm loving this debut right away, man.
Put on their bottoms, but we are seeing Sierra down into the bot lane there, actually doing a lot of damage onto the T2, claiming it as well, but back in for a bit of a deterrent is the Zhangfei.
Okay, they will go in. They want to lay the paint onto Raven. Woodwind's falling a bit low. Will jump back. Sarah on the back lines. How many can he catch? He catches 3, but there's no damage. Raven is not there. Woodwind survives. And at this point, it would be damage imminent for the side of RNT. They do have a little bit of saving grace. The Dragons will protect them for the time being. But at this point, Azure Golem threatened. It's going to be death at sunset. He needs to run away. Singling makes so much pressure. RNT now under fire.
Yeah, Sarah, nice initiation though, but it wasn't clearly enough to sustain the damage that Fearless Esports has. Everyone was out of the map, out of position to respond right away. With the distance of every member Revenant has, it was so close for Fearless Esports to even happen for a wipeout.
I mean, this is the good thing about the jingling on the Elaine, right? He needs no Dolia. He only has 1 death on Sunset, but he's going to make it count. And it's been always about getting into that backline, and he's played it very beautifully there. We saw him towards the Azure Golem as well. But right now, it's still going away in the gold in the favor of Fearless Esports.
Looking at the pressure here from top to bottom, Waves pushing in as well for Revenant's base. So this will push him either to go back for defense, but this is an advantage for Fearless Esports that they can do.
Oh, he gets caught out once again. Going to be using the Unending Sorrow. The fight comes as well. Raven is working hard onto that front line, but all alone in the back lines of Fearless Esports. It is going to be Sarah and WJ taken out. And unending sorrow for sure on the side of RNT. Fearless Esports 5 men strong.
Commending Xinglin by just handling 3 members of Revenant Esports to not come close against Fearless Esports' strong prowess on how they took 2 members out in the most crucial moment. Now this is the opening of the base. They literally fed them the opportunity of an objective out of a tyrant, but that was completely a trap by Fearless Esports.
Yeah, I just love this second win. Like, it's no Sage's Sanctuary, but Blood Rage giving over that shield, it's been huge for Dao Dao.
Yeah. Oh no. This is a
5 on
tough
5.
one.
They are looking for an opening at this point. WJ, he makes a mistake. He gets taken out, killing spree for the side of Dao Dao. They open up the mid lane as well. 2 lanes of openness for the side of RNT. They're looking to defend, but Singling, he jumps in. YH is falling low, will be taken down as well. It is all falling apart for the side of RNT. And Fearless Esports, they're looking to end the game, end the series. They take it all. 2-0, clean game.
That's it, a second game finished just over the 10-minute mark. That's 20 minutes overall for one series.
Consistency is key for Fearless Esports. How they started their first day and Honor of Kings Championship, this is the thing they want to do. Consistent